Hi everyone, this is Kenneth Yu. I want to introduce you guys about Pushpin Studios. Pushpin Studios is a New York graphic design group founded in 1954 by Samuel Chwast, Milton Glaser, and illustrators Randall Ruffins and Edward Searle. During the 1960s, they challenged the norm design style at the time and the dominant international typographic style. Pushpin Studios offer a witty alternative with immediate consumer appeal. The studio drew endless inspiration from diverse historical sources, such as Italian Renaissance painting, Victorian letter forms, comic books, and primitive woodcut illustrations. In this slide, you can see the founding member of Pushpin Studios. They are all very creative and artistic artists from New York City, and they have exploration of a wide variety of visual designs. They combine fine arts and pop culture into their design work to create unique style of design. This is the monthly graphic design magazine published by Pushpin. You can see how diverse and how weird and how odd the design looked like. Because Pushpin Studio, they never follow a certain design style, they come up with their own ideas and to make things unique and different from other design styles. In this slide, you can see one of the most famous artwork created by Pushpin Studio, which is Bob Dylan's poster. You can see how Milton Glaser designed that hair to be very colorful and vibrant with the curves and abstraction into the design. Milton Glaser, one of the founding members of Pushpin Studios, also one of the most well-known designer in the United States. Also, who is one of my very first graphic designer introduced in class in Marco's art class a year ago, which I found very interesting of his artwork, and he has a strong influence in logo and graphic design. On this slide, you can see the I Heart New York logo, which is also very well known all over the world. I organized a timeline of the development, influences, and changing in Pushpin Studio for you guys to have a better understanding of this Pushpin Studio artwork. On the left hand side, you can see the four founding members that I mentioned earlier, the Cooper Union alumni who come together to create Pushpin Studios. On the right hand side, you can see the artwork designed by Samuel Chwast, and he has a very unique style when designing different visual arts, and he has worked in New York Times, Wall Street Journals, Vanity Fair, The Atlantic, and a lot of publications before. In this slide, you can see the different style that Pushpin Studios have influenced by and the influence that Pushpin Studio bring on to the later design style. Pushpin Studio grabbed influences from both Art Nouveau and Dadaism. Both the art movement has a goal that is to go against the norm of the design during their time, which is also the same goal of Pushpin Studio. They also used the theoretical elements in its work, which made the design work look unique. Pushpin Studio does not have a certain design style because they don't follow a certain style when they're creating their artwork. They come up with bright, spirited, and stylish design into their different visual arts. Unlike the international typographic design style at the time, which focuses on a functional, formal, logical, and systematic design, Pushpin Studio focuses more on decorative, retrogressive, expressive, and chaotic design, which often refers to older styles and combining them with a modern style. In this slide, you can see the flora and fauna and wood art piece created by Samuel Chwast, who used a bold technique that challenged the design style of commercial art at the time. Pushpin Design Studios artists, they also don't like normal styles of typographic. They found it's very interesting to use the odd letter forms and spend a lot of time digging through old types by spend manuals, and this is one of the examples of their discoveries. In this slide, you can see the notorious artwork painting of a prostitute Olympia designed by Edward Manotz, and Milton Glaser also found this artwork very interesting because it also represents another direction in drawing for him that builds on complexity and reduction. In this slide, you can see the connection between product design and visual arts created by Pushpin Studios that they create the alphabet A for the ink company. And this is the well-known poster design for Bob Dylan that we mentioned earlier. That Milton Glaser has designed a very vibrant and colorful design to attract people's attention when they saw this artwork. And in this slide, you can see the 3 posters that published by Pushpin Studio that caught up with and helped influence the colorful psychedelic fashions of the late 60s. This issue consists of 3 Fox advertising posters with slogans on the front and text on the verso side. Trost, Glaser, and Macmillan interpreted the drug-induced style in their own ways. In this slide, you can see the very interesting and chaotic, weird style of the cover of New York Magazine. Co-founders and editor Clay Flicker and design director Milton Glaser, at the headquarters in the Pushpin Studios, they built a very interesting artwork when they're designing the front cover of the New York Magazine. And in 1970, this is how Pushpin Studio have more influence and more artworks into the commercial world that have cooperation and design for different brands, different items, and different products. And you can see they are very good at using bright colors and bold images when they are designed for product design. And in 1973, which is Southern Justice issue by Pushpin Studio, Trost supported the civil rights movement and its young marches for this issue. He published songs and images of the Old South as a counterpoint to photographs of activists killed by white racists. The entire issue was a bold commentary on the doctrine of separate but equal that prefigured the landmark civil rights legislation enhanced during Lyndon B. Johnson's administration. In 1974, which is the well-known I Heart New York logo design come out by Milton Glaser, which is a gift to the New York City, and this is also the very first design that he drew to promotion New York City, and he drew over 20-ish different designs for the logo at the time, but he came back to the very first one, and this is also the one that people well know nowadays. And in 1978, the Garden State issue is also the design that created by Trost for the state of New Jersey. And the state was treated ironically on the cover of Mental and as an oil slick by Metrist, but realistically in Route 22 Typographica, a precursor to the 9th celebration of vernacular design. In 1979, you can see the Total Disasters issue of how years before television drama became popular, Graphic paid homage to the distributing disaster. The main text was editor Alan Poe's The Mask of the Red Death. Robbins wrote about the attractive nature of disaster, which is related to cohesive design and the chaotic design created by Pushpin artists. In 1980, you can see the issue Crime, which is the series Find the Murder Weapon, asks readers to solve comic crimes. In 19th Century Magazine style, the Mental illustrated a crime story by Edgar Allan Poe. In addition, it showed various designs for police badges. And Pushpin Studios also has a huge impact in the design world nowadays. You can see in the slide the logo design of IBM and the design of Apple, which is also created and has influenced by artists from Pushpin Studios. They introduce a conceptual illustration and electric graphic design to the world, which is more vibrant and more colorful nowadays that people are loved with. And this is the roadmap that I created for everyone to have a better understanding of the development and influences of Pushpin Studios. And this is the works cited that I created and I gathered resources from. So hope after this presentation you have a better understanding of the designers and artwork of Pushping Studios. Thank you so much.